Check, check, Mike. Mike. Check, check. Okay. Mike. Check, check. You want right or left?
Don't matter to me.
All right. Huh? What do you mean? Yeah. Okay.
Testing 1 2. Testing. Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing. How's it going, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back.
We got some Overwatch tonight. Got
Yeah.
Dome Black. First round of playoffs.
Absolutely. We're pumped out there. Going against a team we haven't played before yet. I forget what their name. Buena Vista, that's who it is. Which I thought we'd played them before, but apparently not. But a 4-3 team, so we're feeling pretty good. But don't want to overestimate them. We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah. I think that as long as we play together and play how we've been playing the last couple of weeks, especially like that Midland game last week.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, they were what, 5-2 or 5-1, something like that.
Yeah, I thought they were 6-0.
That might have been it too. That actually, yeah, you're right.
And
We're jumping in.
Already, yeah. Looks like
Into
we've got
Nepal.
some Nepal, yeah.
Basically every time we like going here first. I swear.
I think it allows for a lot of comps to be played, and so I think that Nepal's one of those maps that Dome Black really likes to go to.
True.
So
Which I don't think. And then I bet you that next map is what's the one with the big gap and it's like the middle point, the gaps in the side. Yep. I bet you we see that next as well.
So starting out at Village, this map, it's kind of an interesting map. It's got some high grounds to it, but it also has that enclosed point area that.
Absolutely. It's an interesting dynamic to play around because you can go main, but you're pretty exposed, but there's still those walls that are kind of blocking you off, or you can kind of play that kind of riskier high road kind of pinch area.
And it looks like we're going to start out with a teleport, get a little bit ahead, and see if we can take this high ground first.
And it looks like both teams have a similar idea. Sam getting some quick shots of that Reaper, trying to take it out. Doesn't quite get a pick, but they're going to try and wall us off, but everyone is through already. Jamie doing some big damage. There goes the Juno. That's going to be a big early pick from Doane. Trying to take out that other support in the Baptiste, but there goes their tank. There goes Baptiste.
And it looks like already this is a fight one for Dome Black.
Yeah, absolutely. A really clean first fight for Doane. Just, again, picking off those supports first and then just cleaning house, really.
Sam did a really nice job of off-angling those support players, and it made them not able to do their job, right?
Absolutely. And that's one thing that, again, we see it every single week, but that's one thing that Raph and Sam really specialize in, is playing those high mobility DPS characters and just taking those off angles, picking off the squishies in the background.
Now that's a little bit unfortunate, losing Raph right before the fight starts, and so they might have to back off here and kind of allow this to happen.
We see Jamie kind of get cut off from his team here. We'll see if his supports can help him out.
Yeah.
But we do see Kiri with Maddie getting in the back right behind him, kind of saving him there. Oh, Sam is going to pop his ult, but we're not going to see any picks quite yet, kind of getting walled off there.
Yeah, and see, this is that off angle we were talking about. We'll see if something comes out of it.
Yep.
But that Orbit is doing so much on that front line. There's that Rampage, though, kind of a counter to that Juno ult, but still kind of evaporates.
So it looks like we are going to go down.
It looks like that Rampage was a bit of an overinvestment. It's one of those things as a tank player, you kind of feel like you have that gut reaction that, hey, we can still win this fight, and then you still evaporate.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. You really want to go aggressive. You just want to take the opportunity, and sometimes that works great. You win a fight that you didn't expect. Early pick on the Reaper, though. Got caught him off guard away from his team.
We'll see if any ults are used here.
He's going to sneak around back. There goes the Juno. Both supports.
Yeah, and it looks like this is already won.
Oh, huge off angle from Jamie there. And they're just going to wait for that Mei, and yep, there she goes.
Yeah. And so looking at ult economy right now, they have 4 ults and we have 3. And so I think the biggest thing here is who's going to use their ults first. If Buena Vista is able to kind of use 1 to 2 ults before we're able to counter ult, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to...
There goes the window. They're going to try and take up ground there. The Reaper's kind of coming up in the high ground here. But Jamie's kind of getting in their face, pushes him off. They're going to try and cap point here. And they are going to get it uncontested. There goes the satellite, though, from Davis, countered by the Blizzard.
Yeah.
There goes Hack.
That Blizzard counters Jamie in the middle, and...
Ooh, that's a big pick on Sam and Jamie, and cannot quite get that horse there either.
Yeah, Raph has a really important job here, because if he dies, I don't think they have a contest here.
We'll see. Davis is going to get that speed move and trying to keep him alive. And I think, like you said, Raph is going to give them that tiny bit of time that's needed. The Kitsune rush pushing for point.
And he does not.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate missed opportunity there from Doane.
So I think the biggest thing that's going on here, right, is that Jamie's kind of getting boxed out here by this horse. It just makes it really difficult for him to get up close and personal and do his job to make space.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're seeing a little bit of a switch here from Junker Queen to Zarya.
Especially with the hassle of that Mei as well, really pushing him out, like you said, that wall. Just that little bit of annoyance pushing him away from his supports is all it really needs to tear through him sometimes. We are seeing both teams switching up, though. We're going to see an Ashe on their side. They're going to stand the horse. I think that's the only big switch there is the Ashe from Reaper. Yep, and I was right. We are going to go on this map like I expected.
We do have a Soldier Reaper instead of the Sojourn Sombra here, so it looks like a little more consistent damage, but losing Maddie
go down early.
Yeah. Horse has that kind of unexpected large amount of damage. Like, she doesn't have that much burst, but like if you can hit a spear and a couple headshots,
she can get through you. Then they're going to turn their attention to Sam on the side there, or sorry, not Sam, Raph there with the Reaper. We're going to take a new angle here, see if it works out.
So he's walled here, believe, no?
Getting the Mei there low.
Yeah, if you can force ice block here, that's big now. And now they're going to be able to walk on this this Mei here if they do it right.
Absolutely. We see Jamie getting at pretty much 100 shield. There goes the Mei, just shredding through her.
Yeah, and this is why Zarya is so good into horse, because she doesn't have any shields to block her damage. She, at 100 charge, she shreds.
Absolutely. And now we see Jamie getting Black Hole really early as well. That's going to be huge for holding this choke here. We see the enemy tank switching from Reinhardt and now Winston. So we do see that big counter swap trying to pick off Jamie there. But we'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah, I suspect an early grab here. Here it is.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah, the problem is that wall just kind of prevents everything.
Yep, the wall and their shield. We are going to force out their laser, though, and it is going to get Davis.
Yeah, but they're kind of scampering back. Don't really have like a cohesive place they're falling back to.
Absolutely, and if we can pick off that Mei there again, getting her low, but forcing out the ice block.
Yeah. So now Reaper's kind of stuck in here in this room alone, but
ooh, there's security.
2 picks.
And that Monkey went super ambitious into our back lane, but without getting anyone. kind of allowed Jamie to just tear through the people on point.
That's just a lack of focus firing on their part. I think that
Absolutely.
if they had some focus fire, I think we would lose that fight, but we capitalize.
Absolutely. And so we're kind of just going to try and capture this point again. They're really going after Davis. They're having to run back. The entire team is after him. Oh
Yeah,
my
we'll see if he gets picked here. I don't think. I think
Oh, there
there
he goes. There he goes. Which I don't fault him there. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, here Jamie's trying to get back to his supports, but it's just
Trying to
somehow
stay-
he's living on
my
75.
gosh.
Oh my God.
Whew. I have no idea how he survived that. I'm gonna be real. I mean that rush was really not helpful for Matty there. Probably is what kept him alive. I don't know if it helped his laser though, because it doesn't increase his fire. Right?
It increases his rate of fire. Yeah, it doesn't increase his damage, but it
Okay.
increases his overall DPS. Yeah.
Oh, and here we see the laser and black hole. Black hole doesn't get anyone, but that laser from Davis is just allowing him to just tear through.
Yeah. And that make stuck behind his stuck in front of his tank
there's
dies.
the
There's Rampage, but Jamie's hopefully going to be able to get some picks in the backline here.
I say, there goes everyone else. That monkey does get a couple people, but not going to be enough to make matter. There he goes. They're going to now stagger a little bit, trying to get the point. But there goes the... not quite.
Yeah, they got to look this Juno first. They look this Juno, kill her first, and then go after that Tracer.
I say, if anyone can get in the satellite here, that's going to be big for them. They still haven't gotten the Juno. There she goes.
Now they got to look up.
We see an even trade, though. There goes both of our supports.
Yeah, but that...
And I hear the visor as well from Raph. That picks off their Tracer. There goes the Lucio on Jamie.
Yeah, now it's just Soldier, and it's a 3v1, and it looks like we won that.
There we are.
Beautiful.
Little close, but a solid map from Doane again. Like you said, I think we did a good job at picking our targets, sticking to them, and just kind of playing around the other enemy team better. There were a couple times where the monkey really dived our backline where we just kind of stayed on point, stuck to the plan. They were chasing Davis. He at least stayed alive for a pretty good amount of time. Ultimately played pretty well.
So it looks like we're going to try and go for a little more brawly comp here with this Orisa. Try and stabilize a little bit. This map does tend to favor Brawl a little bit more than the other comps.
Definitely. There's not too much high ground that's going to make a big difference. And partly we see Sam switching to Tracer here as well. Trying to just get in their face, get around their corners. We see a switch to Reinhardt for the enemy tank. We'll see how that plays out for them. With so much damage on our side, though, I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah. Orisa into Ryan is a great matchup for Orisa. And so we will see how...
Sam getting that Juno in the back line.
Yeah. And this is just so gross by Sam, just kind of putting pressure on their support so they can't heal their Reinhardt.
Absolutely. Again, doing what Tracer does best, just kind of be annoying. Just slowly putting damage on everyone, including the tank. Picking off the supports, and then you just allow the rest of your team to put full pressure on the front lines.
So this tank is swapped back to Orisa here, and they've gone Cassidy instead of I do not know who.
I'm going to say, we see basically the exact same comps except Sam on Tracer where they have a Cassidy. So it's going to be interesting to see almost a mirror match. But looks like that Kiriko plays a bit too far forward and suffers the consequence of it. Sam is...
Yeah.
Now looking at the Juno, and there she goes.
And just thinking about this, their horse is alone on point, no support, no DPS, and there she goes.
Yep. Yeah, just tearing through him. That's going to be pretty much a team kill. Raph's going to try and stay alive. There goes the medkit, though. Oh, wait, that's the wrong... that is the wrong... Oh, my gosh.
It's all good.
Happens to the best of us. It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has been.
But you know what a great way to end the week would be? Is a win from Doane. Don't mean to jinx it, though, so we'll see what happens.
No jinx if we're just confident, right?
True, true.
That's a
Watching
big
Davis, big
tectonic
laser.
terror surge, and that's
Ooh,
everybody.
and a double pulse bomb from Sam. There's a clean team kill. Wow.
And I think that's going to lead us up till final fight, and we have 2 support ults to 0.
Absolutely. Yeah, no ults on their side. They're gonna have to build them quick, but they might be able to get Soldier or Orisa, but
I think this Juno ult is much more likely here. She's
Oh,
probably
yep.
going to get it in 2.
and pop it. Yep, there it is. But we're gonna counter it with Davis as well. But looks like they can kind of stay in their ult a bit better. There's the slam from the enemy horse,
Yeah.
and they're just gonna overpower us.
And that's kind of the situation where popping your ult first kind of leads to a better situation. Like Davis kind of tried to counter ult there, and it didn't really work out.
Absolutely. I almost wonder if we should have saved that. They probably assumed we could win that fight, which is fair call from them. But at this point, we're not feeling bad. We got the 99% to 0. So we still have a couple more fights to get the point back. There goes the rush from Maddie, just kind of push under the ground. The Orisa off without her healers. Jamie's going to push in there, try and get their backline, but...
Yeah. It's just nobody's dying, though.
Yep.
A whole bunch of ults came out, but nobody's dying.
There's Jamie pushing in there. Gets a big slam off, but like you said, just absolutely no one is willing to die. A lot of people getting low. But we do see both Maddie and Sam get picked off. Jamie just trying to hold the point, but not going to be able to.
And that's Dome Black not utilizing their focus fire, and that's...
Absolutely.
So it's going to be interesting how, with 0 ults, kind of going into this fight where there is no ults for either side.
Yep. Like I said, we maybe see a Juno ult on the enemy team, but that's going to be about it for this. Probably going to be final fight, honestly.
So it's going to be critical here getting that pick on that Juno before she gets that ult off.
Ooh. They are focusing fire on Raph while the rest of the team kind of goes to the side. We did see the switch to Zarya for Jamie. We'll see how this pans out. He's about up to 25%.
And there's that pick. That's huge.
Oh.
They just have horse ult here in a second.
Big pick from Raph there. Jamie does get out. He's getting overpowered, but he's going to push that Zarya. There she goes.
Yep. They have, if that cast goes down, the horse is 1-2. It's just Soldier.
And, I mean, they do get the Juno back, but I don't think that's going to be enough, even with the satellite vector. Ooh.
We will see. That's
There's
a lot
3
of
back now.
damage.
Ooh, can we get the cast? It's going to be huge. There's a black hole.
That's a
Can we
big ult, but
capitalize? Oh, there we go.
that's 3. It's going to be close.
And I think they did overpower us, though.
But it's still 1v1. It's a Brig v...
Oh. You're right. You're absolutely right. Just, yeah, timing out that Cassidy. Really solid play from Davis there, holding out the point.
Yeah, and now everybody's back. So...
And I think we're in a better spot now. We do lose Davis, but I think the rest of the team is all back. We should...
Look, just loose.
I say just Lucio.
And I think that's it.
That's a capture. There we go.
Very clutch.
Okay, really, really close game from Doane. We saw a couple tricky moments, like you said, that final game that we were kind of potentially not looking at the same targets on everyone. Everyone was going after their own players. But I think that biggest win in that last fight was they stopped paying attention to Raph on his own on the side, and he got that big Juno pick.
I think that was the start of everything, and it kind of cascaded into a Doane win.
Absolutely. And so if I'm Raph, I'm feeling good about that, because I saw him. He was getting low. He was just taking the fire. And, yeah, they just turned away. So, so again, solid win from Doane. We are going to push on to a game 2, going to be a push or a push or hybrid game. So we'll see how their strategy changes up with that.
We will see. So Escort is the first. Is the map type. So with Escort, right, you got to take a cart and you got to push it all the way through the end of the map.
Yep.
And then the other team gets to do the same.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So I'm excited. We'll see if they I can see Kings. Or no, Kings Row is hybrid. I'm trying to think if it's just the purely push maps.
So you've got a Circuit Royale, which is very popular with Dome Black. You got a Shambhala Monastery. You've got a
True.
Junkertown. You have a um, uh, you've got a Havana. You've got a Rialto.
Yep.
You've got a Dorado, which they have just banned, and that should be the majority of them.
If I had to guess, probably Circuit Royale. 'Cause like you said, that is a popular pick for them. I'm a big fan of Shambhala Temple. I think that's a hot take, but
It's personally one of my favorites.
okay.
And so I think Doane Orange is looking to play that later today. Spoiler
Ooh,
alert.
okay, we'll see. Who are you guys playing later?
I do not remember.
It's alright. But yeah, are you guys feeling good? How was the team morale?
Team morale is pretty dang good. We've done we've done our homework. We've kind of made a plan for every map, and we're feeling really good. We've got a
Very
plan.
good.
So
Yeah, I'm excited to cast it later. Hoping to see both move on to the next game of playoffs, but got to see Black do it first. But with the first game win, it's a good start. But now that we're in playoffs, I mean, granted, we've played a lot of really good teams this season, but now there is no gimmies. Like, you got to fight for everyone because everyone wants that that playoff win, which I bet you, especially Doane Black, they're trying to prove themselves after last year.
And it's everybody is good.
Yep. Like, even then, this team, sure, they may be 4-3, but those three teams, like, I bet you or those three losses that they had were probably some trickier teams, and so they're playing, like we've seen, they got a point on us. It's going to be, they're a solid team. And so, yeah.
And so I think it's going to be Circuit Royale now.
Yep. Well, you called it.
And it's going to be interesting what Doane Black kind of runs into this. Most of the time on defense, you like to play some sort of poke comps consisting of a Sigma or a Ramatra.
Sure.
And then on offense, you can run the same, but sometimes people like to run a dive instead. And so we'll see what Doane Black chooses to run.
Sure. Oh, the only thing I can ever remember on this map is the freaking just the road with the cars. It doesn't even have anything to do with the map. It just, I don't know. But I'm a bit more casual player, so I guess yeah. Well, we're jumping into it. Got some. We'll see what happens. Again, this is a really diverse map that I feel. There's a lot of big open spaces, interesting high grounds, big choke corners. And so I'm not entirely sure what we're going to play into this.
I think that the biggest thing about these type of maps is closing space and or maintaining space. Because, for example, we're going to see a Widowmaker out of the enemy squad here, and we're going to see how much that affects
Absolutely.
Doane Black.
I know they're pretty good in their comms, so like as soon as they notice that, they're going to call it out, let people know where it is. But all it takes is 1 or 2 picks from a solid Widow, and you start to just fumble.
And I think that's with a Cass Sojourn Sig, you don't really have any ways to get to the length that Widowmaker can shoot you from.
Absolutely. They might have seen it early. I saw Sam shooting at it, but I'm not sure if they do notice it quite yet.
This is kind of a normal Widow map, and so I think they're expecting a Widow.
True. That makes sense. Yep, we see her lining up there in that shot line, and Sam gets shot at immediately. So now he knows exactly where she is. Gonna try and just stay out of her line of sight. Maddie does get picked off by the Widow, and like we said, just like that, there goes one support.
So now we're fighting a 5v4, and it's kind of difficult, especially with Sam right in front of the tank.
I'd say Sam was playing really aggressive there, really close on that stairwell. We still do have a solid poke here, trying to just dish some damage in. Oh, Raph gets a huge railgun onto that Widow.
Yeah. If you notice right now, we Sam has swapped to Genji, and he's coming back to kind of keep an eye on this Widowmaker.
Ooh, Raph getting really, really low. 13 health, but still finds a pick on that Sigma with the help of his teammates. Or sorry, that wasn't Raph, that was Jamie. But still, 13 health in a dream.
Jamie might be a
low.
bit ahead here.
I'd say really away from his teammates. But they can't really push out into that open space. There's so much just flying at them. He does make it back, though. Sam really.
Sam's got to be careful here. He's got no abilities. It's kind of surprised he was able to get out there.
And so really getting close. There is the flux from Jamie, though. And he is going to pick the Juno off. But he's getting really low himself, and he gets caught there.
Big rock. Ah, I missed it.
The Mei, though. The Mei ult, he is going to get... Honestly, I think that saved him.
That nano, yeah?
That nano. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. And just a solid defense there. We had some scary moments, but they pulled it out.
It's their positioning's kind of allowing them to be okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've gotten a little bit lucky sometimes. I think they should have been punished at being out of position, but they're surviving.
Sam really wanted that sneaky pick onto the soldier, but not going to quite get it. Raph's going to come into his backline, but gets picked off there. That's going to be a big loss. Ooh, can he make the trade, though? Sam does get antied. He has no support on him. And there he goes. Just going to take the loss there.
We'll see if they get the monkey here.
Jamie does get him.
Because Sam in the backline there was nobody with his monkey up front, and so he was able to kind of pick him off because he was alone.
Absolutely.
And so now, because they have no tank, they can't really push here.
Yep. Especially that rock, they can't really play around it without just getting slammed. Can they get that cast? Not quite. We do see the monkey getting back, but just kind of tear him down low. There's the satellite vector. They're going to have to push back a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great kite by Doane Black.
And yeah, they do get Sam there. That's going to be really unfortunate. Going to push him back. There goes Davis's satellite vector. There goes the Bob as well to kind of try and counter it.
Yeah, and it looks like this Bob's going to kind of be able to zone out this satellite.
Yep. And it looks like if Jamie can't touch, they are going to get point. No.
That's a very good first point, though, from Doane Black.
Absolutely. I think we... they still have 2.5 minutes, but we kind of held them back fairly well.
And so Sigma into Monkey is kind of an interesting matchup because Sigma has a kind of a difficult time with his bubble. But if he's able to get a rock off after his bubble goes down, he can kind of evaporate.
I'd say potentially a free Monkey there. He does get the Ashe though, but traded for the Genji on Sam. The Monkey's gonna try and just create some space here, but Raph's not gonna let him.
Yeah. And it looks like this fight's going to kind of stall out a bit unless they choose to pop some ults.
Yeah, Monkey's going to push in. I do hear the Soldier ultimate on their end of things, so we're going to have to play things a bit more careful. Raph getting a bit low. That Monkey is going to chase him down and does get the pick off.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing.
But
they do
gets
get
the trade.
Yeah, and see if they can walk this with Arjuno.
Absolutely.
Oh, big rock. There's one.
There goes the Ashe. And yeah, like you said, without their Monkey as the tank to like dive this backline, they kind of just have to fall off until he's back. Ooh, big rock on the Monkey, forcing him down.
So with Davis on the Ana here, it's a little more difficult if you get dived on, but he does provide a lot of value with his anti-nades and his sleep dart.
Sure. Really early Juno ult there on their end of things. Doesn't get a whole lot of benefit out of it, where we're going to see Jamie come out. Can he hit a shot or two on the Ashe? She is going to go down. There she is. We see the Rampage in the backline, though. We're handling it relatively well.
Yeah, the problem is that supports kind of got distracted a little bit. but they are able to kind of recover and help Jamie on the front line.
We do push kind of them back. We're getting down to 40 seconds or so. As long as they play their cards right, this could be a final fight situation for Doane.
And it looks like coming up on ultimates, it's just Moira for them, whereas that's huge
rock.
pick. And so they still have to fight this. They can't really totally back up. They have 20 seconds till they have to touch card.
I say they're going to have to push up soon, but there's a big ante.
That's a big rock. If they can get that Ash.
There she goes.
There's one more low in the back, but this Zarya's alone up front, and there she goes.
And I don't think they can get a touch here. The Soldier's going to try his best, but not even going to get close.
Rejected, and that's a great first round.
Absolutely. I don't think we stopped them from getting that second point. Sure, they made some decent progress after the first one, but you know what? We take that. We take that.
It's kind of usually expected for these escort maps in competitive settings to go 2 points, 3 points, and so it's quite impressive for them to be able to stop them before the second point is captured.
Why is that? Why do you usually expect that to go so far?
Usually because it's much easier for the attackers to gain ground than it is defenders to hold.
Oh,
for example, so in order to capture point, usually you need to win 1 to 2, usually 2 to 3 fights as an attacker. But and defense, in order to full hold, you can only let up that many in the course of like 5, 6 fights. And so it's much more difficult. Like, even though they're pushing into you, you have less fights that you're able to lose.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And yeah, usually, sometimes one fight is all it takes to lose a checkpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw that a couple times in there. And those huge small picks, especially, again, can be the end of it. Raph's going to take some sneaky route here. Going to zoom in. It does. Well, they know he's here now. Going to try and get some snipes in the Sigma.
Successful attempts.
He was trying. He's trying. But at this point, just going to try and tear through that shield.
Yeah, and it looks like
opens it up.
Looks like we are running that dive with that monkey and that tracer, and so we'll see how that goes with this Widow dive. So generally the goal is for the monkey and the tracer get people out of position and then headshot people that are low.
Jamie does go down, so we see the tank trade there.
But we are currently down 1, so it's a 3v4, and I wouldn't be surprised if Raph goes back and kind of swaps here. But also, he doesn't really have anybody to contest him except this Diva coming back soon.
This is true. We haven't seen him hitting too many shots, though, so we'll see. Not to his dismay, it just may not be working today, which is completely all right.
Yeah.
We're pushing back this choke here, though. We see the double.
There's that Widow snipe.
Anti gets blocked.
Oh, that's a
huge
big
sleep
sleep
nade from Davis there.
And so now this monkey's able to kind of dive in on their supports.
Uncontested too.
There it is.
Yep, there goes one of them.
And now they go after Juno. Now they're going after Diva here, and I think they're going to be able to touch because they have no subs.
Yep, and that is going to be a first. Oh, not quite, not quite.
But they're
going to contest.
I don't think they have
there
to
it
stay.
is. There it is. Yeah, already 2 minutes faster than, about 2.5 minutes faster than Buena Vista. And so that's already a massive lead, putting the pressure on them.
And if Buena Vista is not careful, this is one of those points where you can lose by only losing one fight.
Absolutely.
Just because they're taking so long to engage this first initial fight.
Yep.
If they're not careful, we can just win this with this fight right now.
And Jamie's doing a phenomenal job of just creating space here.
Big
and there goes 2.
There's
there
3.
Goes 3.
They get the cast here. That's 4.
And there goes the Rampage just to play it safe. I don't mind that from Jamie. Potentially
Don't
could have
hate
saved it, but I think him just staying alive here is probably the bigger success.
My worry is that since Jamie isn't taking space right now, they're going to probably be able to get a little bit of a touch here.
Yep. There is a satellite from Davis, so just going to
Yeah.
allow Jamie to just
Yeah, but that
tear
Brig is
through.
dead, but they...
He is really low, and he does go down. They're just going to pop a bunch of ults.
Honestly, if you're thinking Team Dome Black here, you're thinking go into these fights dry. And what that means is that even if you get an ult, you don't use it. And so they're probably looking to build 5 ults and use them all at once.
Absolutely. We do still see... Whoa! We saw the Diva Bomb, but he gets rid of it to switch the Reinhardt.
That is very interesting. I mean, like Diva into Zarya is heavily favored into to Zarya, but it's still surprising that you're going to waste your ult like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see the big charge, though. Kind of killing Jamie, pushing everyone back. But if we don't stagger too badly here, this might not be too terrible. Oh, and that Reaper. Oh, I thought they were potentially going to get that.
And see, this is what's happening. Is so Davis is kind of building up Nano. We've got Visor, we've got Pulse, and they have 1 ult and Reaper ult.
Yep.
And so if they kind of ward off this Blossom, and if they're doing their ult tracking correctly, they should know that Reaper's their only ult. And so Davis should be saving his sleep here.
We do see Raph get early pick, though, kind of forcing him to fall back a little bit. We're not having too much success getting some of that backline, especially without that Reaper. Or not that Reaper, that Soldier.
Yeah, and this looks like it's already kind of a lost fight. Just 2 separate picks, and it's just
kind of building ult charge at this point. We do see Davis getting his. I'd be shocked if we saw it before everyone gets back, though.
So now we're probably looking at a Nano Visor here to start.
Yep.
And we will see how that goes.
I could also, if Jamie can get it fast enough, a Nano Rampage wouldn't be terrible either. Ooh, that Reaper gets low, but not gonna quite. Here goes that Satellite Vector again. Even if it doesn't get any kills, just creating that space for Buena Vista.
But they are able to kind of kite that away. It kind of becomes like they just use that ult and they got no kills off of it.
Yep. We do see the just kind of popping everything. It's kind of a last stand here to kill everyone. Haven't seen any picks yet, but we do.
Yeah, big
there goes
sleep
one.
on
There
the
goes
Blossom. And there's 3, and I don't think they have a second touch. And that's a team kill, and I think that's a Doane Black win.
Wow. Huge sleep from Davis on the Blossom there. Again, there was a lot happening there, a lot of ult dumps, so who knows what could happen. You never really know who's going to come out on top of that. But I think, again, that one play could have made all the difference.
And I think it was that Nano was supposed to be on the Soldier there, but I think it got onto the Tracer. But it didn't really matter, did it?
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I think it did get on the Tracer there. Interesting. Well, that's going to be a 2-0 lead from Doane. Feeling good. But again, like if I'm Doane, your guard is not down whatsoever. Sure, we're winning these games, but they are stinking close.
They are pretty dang close. And when you think about push, which is coming up next, it can be. It can get a little dicey trying to take an advantage and hold it.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I say this every time. Push is really, it's one where you're pushing the robot. You meet in the middle, push the robot, and one team has to get to the end. It's really about momentum, especially. If you can keep that momentum going and just push through them, win fight after fight, start staggering some people, you're in a solid spot. But if you kind of get blockaded off, and you can't like build that right off the bat, you potentially are in a tricky spot.
And sometimes in a scenario where you're kind of falling behind, you kind of end up in a position where you win the fight defensively, but when you try and then win that next fight, you are somewhat out of position, and it ends up with you winning a fight, losing a fight, winning a fight, losing a fight, and you not making any ground
Mm,
to start pushing that robot. And so when you're behind, you really need to start. You need to win 2 fights
Yep.
to start pushing the robot, and then you need to win a third to kind of take the lead.
absolutely.
And winning 3 fights in a row is very, very difficult.
It can get really tricky especially if you're not winning those fights, you're not building that ult charge. And that's the other part of that momentum is the ult economy is huge on this. Both managing them for fights so you're not using them all at once, because you can't really afford to do so. You need to save them, like you said, to win fight after fight after fight, to keep that robot moving.
And so having a good that ult economy where you have 2 ults up, 2 ults about 50%, and 1 ult building there. And so you're able to use 2, then use 2, and then use 1, and kind of keep that staircase going.
Absolutely.
It just can get a little tricky when they start using 3 ults as opposed to 2.
Yep. Because then, especially if you go down, you're losing these fights. You're not building a whole lot of economy either. Your enemies are just building so much charge, and there's only at that point there's really only so much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like ults aren't everything, sure, but there's some pretty darn good ones that if you're not prepared to deal with it, you're potentially tough out of luck.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of 3 main things that Overwatch is characterized by is positioning, is ult usage, and is mechanics.
Absolutely.
And so generally everybody has a kind of a set of mechanics at this level. And so it really comes down to, as a team, your ult usage and your positioning. And then in scrims, team coordination.
Absolutely. And I think as far as Doane, I think like you said, we've got some solid mechanics. I mean, we've got some Masters players. We've got some. Jamie just hit GM, I believe.
Yes, he hit GM5, I think, 2 days ago now.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that mechanics is clearly there, but it's those other factors, especially in a team setting, that you can't really predict until you're there. Makes, again, all the difference.
Mm-hmm. And so we are going to be running a Monkey into an Orisa here, kind of diving into this Cass Reaper. And so it's going to be...
Ooh, they're going to push Sam there, but he's doing a good job at getting out. Can't quite get the Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, but he sees a new target in the Cass team. There he goes.
And that's just that important of positioning. That Cass was out of position.
Yep.
And so is that Juno. Juno's going to die, and so is that Brick. And now it's just Reaper horse, and there's nothing they can do.
And Orisa's one of those tanks that if she doesn't have her support behind her, you're potentially out of luck. Like there's, sure, you can just throw down her abilities, try and stay on point for as long as you want, but ultimately not a whole lot you can do.
She's not getting out. Her movement's a little bit more limited than the rest of the cast.
Yep. So we're going to see everyone kind of coming up left. We see Jamie and Sam kind of straight in their face like usual. Jamie is going to pop Rampage in there, getting a bunch of them low.
Yeah, and there's that Brick.
And there we see a pick. Jamie does get low, fighting the Orisa on his own, but...
Yeah, but that Orisa just burns down, and they're able to kind of dive into this backline. This Juno is very vulnerable, and now into Cass, and now that's a fight win for Doom Black.
And now taking a look at ult economy, like we said, Doane's doing a pretty solid job. We saw 1 there. We're building up to... We have Genji ults. We're building up towards 2. Or sorry, we used 2 there. We have 1 still, and we're building up towards 2. And while we do see the other team about to have all 5 pretty much, we potentially might see a really aggressive ult usage on their side.
And so we're seeing this Blade come out. If they're able to get that Juno there...
Ooh, she's getting low.
There she is. Now if they get that cast, now it's become a 3v2. And now
there he goes.
4v2. Yeah.
Yeah, 4v1.
Yeah,
and here goes the Orisa. Yep.
And that's that momentum you're talking about. And now, if you look, now we have EMP Orbit into 4 ults from Buena Vista.
We just see the huge switch again. they switch off the Orisa losing their ult.
I don't know if I completely agree with it because I think the Orisa isn't terrible for them.
I agree. I think they're trying to play a lot into counter swapping, but at the very least, I think at this point you need those ults. You can't just afford to give them up like that.
And so effectively, they just used 2 ults to win that fight, whereas Doane Black used 0. And so what's going to happen here, most likely than not, is we're going to be able to pop EMP Orbit and win this coming fight, and it's going to become that ult domino, or that momentum change that we were talking about earlier.
Now, we do lose forward spawn, but everyone's kind of together again, so we're not super worried about that. Oh, not quite. I thought we were going to get a out of position Hanzo there, but not quite. We do see a Blossom coming onto Juno.
But this Brig is out of position.
Oh, here goes that Reaper too. Not quite. And I think if I'm Jamie, we just die there. Yep.
And so now they're kind of pulling the same thing that we were doing to them on us. And see, they were able to use 1 ult, effectively 2 to win that first fight. Now they used 2 to win this next fight. And so now they're able to kind of push here.
Absolutely. We'll see. We're kind of in their shoes now. We have a lot of ults building up. The only one we don't really have is that laser from Davis. And so we'll see what happens. We do see them getting forward spawn as well. So even if we pick 1 or 2, we kind of have to take them all out to...
Big EMP here.
Oh, there it goes. Monkey can't get out.
One. And there's Brig right in the middle of the fight here. Gotta look. There's that focus fire.
Raph, while not getting any direct kills, being a huge factor in that fight. That big EMP in the start gets a couple huge hacks and able to just sweep through the team.
But that does kind of worry me there because they used 3 ults there. They used Rampage or Primal. They used EMP and Blade. And so they are kind of down on ult economy now.
Yep. Juno is pushing Raph, and he does go down. And looks like that's 3 down. We've just got Jamie and the Brig in front. Jamie misses that shot, doesn't get that vital kill. That could have been huge there. And now just kind of has to take the long route back to his team, regroup.
So if this team knows what the knows the map, they should know where Jamie is. And now we only really have Rally to go into this this fight 2 ults to 1.
Which is definitely still a really strong ult, but we'll see what happens.
And that's going into one of the strongest ults in the game right now, which is that
Juno ult.
Yeah.
We do see the Hanzo, though. He's not going to be able to get Dragon out. And they're not going to be able to... The only person in that Juno ult right now is Juno herself, not getting a huge amount of benefit from it.
And I think that all kind of started off of that break pick.
Yep. And there goes pretty much the whole team. We do still have a Hanzo trying to make it out, or who did make it out, but...
And see, now Doane Black is going to have this fight kind of in the middle of the map.
Yep.
They can't forget to move Robot. They've got nobody on cart, but they're going to have one fight here, and then they've got to win this fight and the next one to start pushing Robot again.
Absolutely. We do like to see it, though. We got such a big lead at the beginning. We're keeping that momentum going. And even though the other team, they're building some progress, we're holding them back. We're keeping them kind of close to the middle. And so even losing some of these fights, we're keeping it close. We're kind of just killing time at that point.
And that's what's interesting about this push map is that's how this map tends to be, this map type.
We do see Jamie go down there again. Raph kind of in the background just taking this fight. He is going to get out. And now we have almost all 5 ults at this point. We have 4.5 ults to 3.5 ults. So it's going to be, honestly, probably a big ult dump here. Raph kind of taking the...
scenic route a little bit.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a big dragon. Does a lot of damage to Sam.
And yeah.
Ooh. He does get 1 pick on the Juno, but I don't think it'll be enough. He tries to dash through the doorway, and it just isn't going to work. Yeah, we only saw 1. We're pretty even there. We saw a dragon from the other team where Jamie used his Rampage. but there it is. The other team is going to take that lead now. And so we've kind of got to invest a decent amount of ults to take this, win 1 or 2 fights. And we have to turn things around and push all the way back to get that lead back.
Mm-hmm. And see, now that's that situation I was talking about. You got to win multiple fights in a row to start pushing this again.
Raph trying to get in that line. There is that EMP. He gets the Brig. That's going to be huge. But that Blossom counter gets our Brig as well. Raph can't go down here. This is going to be vital, but he doesn't. He stays alive.
Yeah.
And he stays alive. Ooh, that monkey really wants him dead, but does not take that.
Mm-hmm. Winning that fight with what? 1 ult? Did they use Blade?
Yep.
So I think that's winning that fight with 2 ults is really critical here. And so now they're going to be able to use both support ults to win this following fight, especially if they're going to be able to take it on their terms.
Absolutely. Ooh.
A pick here by Dome Black here would be crazy good.
I say.
And
Sam gets the Juno.
Yeah.
He's also going to scope out those turrets, but does not get out. He does go down, but we're going to take that. Symmetra does get Raph down. Jamie kind of fighting the front lines.
Yeah, but that orbit kind of carries everything up.
Ooh.
And now everybody gets forward spawn, and they're going to be able to be in a position to push the robot in this kind of final fight situation.
Absolutely. Especially with Jamie's ult too, if he needs to create that space to get him off the robot, he can do that.
I wouldn't even be opposed to doing it right now.
I was thinking the exact thing. He's pretty darn close.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't even need it. There goes Azaria.
Yeah, they just look. If they look Sim here, she's 1 HP. There she goes, and there they take the lead with 20 seconds left.
Absolutely, and I don't. I mean, one more fight and we basically win this. It's going to come down to the last fight. I think the other team just really wanted to stop us there, and
they definitely had some time to kind of wait, but I think they rushed it and it blew up in their
ultimately,
faces.
Now game's not over yet, but I think probably is what's gonna have costed them the victory.
We'll see.
We shouldn't call it too soon. That's my fault. Anything can happen, but there's a big EMP. There goes Azaria. And Jamie just, again, doesn't even need that ult. Still hasn't popped it. Reefer just strafing in and out, but it is not going to be enough.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a remake there with his Diva Bomb, but
yeah,
what works, right?
Absolutely. And we will take that 3rd win. That's going to be a set W for Doane Black. We're going to be moving on to where they made it to last year, the semifinals, baby. I bet you were feeling good about that. Gosh, how do you think we're feeling?
I mean, I think if we invite somebody in here.
Absolutely. What are you thinking? What do you think? I'll let you take the call. You get the left chair today.
I think I'm gonna get. I think we'll get Maddie.
Maddie? Okay. I'll grab her. Be right back.
How's it going?
Am I live? Am I live?
Testing 1 2 3.
Is it working?
Yeah, it is. I can hear you.
Hey.
How we doing?
Great. I got a notif out there to take a breath because my blood pressure was so high, or my heart rate was so high.
I mean, that was an exciting game. I mean, it went back and forth. You guys lost the lead there on that push map, and
things were getting a little heated out there, I'll say. But we took it back. We took it at our own pace, which I thought was really good. And we kind of flipped it. And I'm really happy about that.
And I think that all comes down to, like, ult tracking and ult usage.
Yes. We were in there, we're like, okay, we think Reaper's like 50 to Blossom. We think they might have Rat. Yeah. Ult tracking's really important. We have a little guest here. Hi, friend. Yeah, we had some killer EMPs too. Play of the game, actually.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys thought it. You thought.
Yeah.
It's really good to go out and see you guys kind of dominate in a very competitive environment. That team did not look like
No.
they were any sort of bad.
No, they kept us on our toes, especially on Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
They put up a really good fight, and that's what playoffs are about.
Mm-hmm. And every single team you faced from now on is going to be even tougher.
And we're gonna keep coming back ready. We're gonna keep trying new comps.
Anything to look forward to for next week?
I did tell some people that if we won our first game of playoffs, I was gonna bleach my hair. So hey guys, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Me and Jamie are gonna bleach our hair.
So I guess we'll have something to look forward to next week, guys.
I guess. Yeah, I'm just like really hyped right now. So
Yeah. So I'm sure a certain song's going to be playing. So
yep. You know it is.
yeah. So I recommend go have some fun. You know,
Will
I mean,
do.
get some. Enjoy the win, right?
Yes.
Enjoy the win.
Enjoy the win. All right. I'm gonna go sit down for a little bit and just decompress.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys. Thank you
Good
guys.
win. Good win.
Watch Doane Orange. They're gonna kick some butt.
Could you grab Aaron for me? We'll see if Aaron comes in. We'll see. I mean, do you want to? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then, that is going to be it for Doane Black. Doane Orange is competing in 35 minutes. Come watch us kick some butt. Let's go. Have a good night. I hope to see you soon, and peace.